And agricultural news from AgView.net. A Kansas State University agricultural economist says a law that once required mandatory reporting of the origin of meat sold in grocery stores likely didn't have an impact on consumers' demand for those products. Dr. Glynn Tonsor has completed an analysis of meat demand before, during, and after USDA implemented mandatory country of origin labeling for meat products. You probably remember it as MCOOL. That law was in place in the U.S. from 2009 to 2015. It required food labels in grocery stores to include a statement that indicated where the animal was raised before it was harvested for a meat product. Essentially, Tonsor says if beef and pork products went through the grocery store, then they had to be labeled. With that labeling, though, comes the cost of compliance, and that goes into a benefit cost assessment and an attempt to quantify the benefit. He said that they tried to determine if the impact on the demand for meat of the law, and ultimately if there was a positive benefit cost ratio. He said there was no evidence of a positive demand development following the implementation of the law. So he said you don't have an evidence of benefit, you don't have evidence of a cost, and so it's not a desirable benefit cost ratio. And that and other factors led to the law being repealed in late 2015. Now, recent drivers in meat demand more likely due, he said, to consumers' higher preference for protein diets, and the population mix from a decade ago has changed. Tonsor and his colleagues have published a paper outlining many of the factors that affected meat demand before, during, and after MCOOL was in place. You can find that fact sheet and more online, agmanager.info. Well, dairy producers can now enroll in the dairy margin coverage for calendar year 2020. USDA's Farm Service Agency opened sign-up recently for the program. It helps producers manage economic risk brought on by milk price and feed cost disparities. The DMC program offers reasonably priced protection to dairy producers when the difference between the all-milk price and the average feed cost, which is the margin, falls below a certain dollar amount that's selected by the producer. Now, the deadline to enroll for the DMC for 2020 is coming up on December 13th of this year. Dairy farmers earned more than $300 million in the program in 2019 so far, and producers are encouraged to take advantage of this important risk management tool for the coming year. Find out more, farmers.gov. You can find more on these stories, plus reaction from the agreement reached with Japan and what it means for U.S. beef, wheat, and other ag products, plus crop progress condition information, as well as more on those USDA reports. All that and more at agview.net. Stay with us. We'll have more coming up.